welcome back to another video. Today we are talking once again about now Hurricane Elsa. So today, as we are approaching the landfall of the storm in Florida, I am going to be doing a traditional tropical system video where we're going to be going over all of the National Hurricane Center information, current storm information, go through weather nerds, and the HWRF model. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get right on into it. So Hurricane Elsa has current maximum sustained winds of 75 miles an hour, minimum central pressure of 997 millibars, and is moving north at 14 miles an hour. So the storm has slowed down, but strengthened. Now if we go down here to our key messages, we have heavy rain will impact Cuba tonight. Alright. Heavy rainfall will impact Cuba tonight, resulting in significant flooding and mudslides as Elsa moves across the western and northern Florida peninsula. Through Wednesday, heavy rainfall may result in considerable flash, urban, and minor to isolated moderate river flooding. Mid to late week, heavy rainfall across southeast Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and southeastern Virginia may result in isolated flash and urban flooding, with considerable flash and urban flooding possible across coastal Georgia and low country of South Carolina. So, a lot of rainfall coming with the system. There is a danger of life-threatening storm surge along portions of the west coast of Florida tonight and Wednesday, and storm surge warnings are in effect for those areas. Hurricane conditions are expected tonight and early Wednesday along a portion of the west coast of Florida, where a hurricane warning is in effect. Tropical storm conditions are occurring across portions of southwest Florida and will continue to spread northward along the west coast of the state within the warning area through Wednesday morning. Although the center of Elsa is expected to remain inland of the coastline from Georgia through the Carolinas during the next couple of days, tropical storm conditions are expected along much of the coasts of Georgia and South Carolina. We'll get into that reasoning in a little bit. Now, the current warnings and cone shows those hurricane warnings in the northwestern part of the Florida peninsula, excluding the Panhandle, and tropical storm warnings along the rest of the western Florida coastline, as well as the eastern coast in very northern Florida and pretty much the entire coastlines of Georgia and South Carolina, and then tropical storm watches in North Carolina. Now, this storm is expected to stay a tropical storm, and I wouldn't be surprised if this node right here changes into hurricane, as in that throughout the day today, before this makes landfall, this sustains hurricane force strength until it makes landfall, then diminishes into a tropical storm. But this storm is expected to remain a tropical storm throughout the entire ride up the East Coast, which could mean that the entire East Coast will end up getting some either storm surge, riptides, heavy rain, as well as some gusty conditions. Now, of course, as the storm continues to move up the coast of the East Coast, it will be diminishing in wind speed, but that doesn't mean that the impacts will be any different, as areas further north typically don't see tropical systems as much as down south. So a weaker tropical storm could still have the same effect as a stronger tropical storm in the south. It's kind of the same deal as a winter storm hitting the south compared to the north. So current storm information, and we're just going to be focusing here on the intensity guidance. There is a chance that this stays a Category 1 hurricane through the next 12 hours, then it makes landfall and diminishes. I'm thinking that that is the most probable at this point, but there is a secondary solution that does weaken this into a tropical storm before it does make landfall, but then that hit from landfall is much more gradual, and this storm remains a tropical system for longer. Now, if this remains a Category 1 hurricane, you can either see this drop off a little bit and re-strengthen, or drop off and be barely on the cusp of tropical storm strength, which could be a possibility here. Now, if we go over here to our tropical cyclone forecast guidance. You can see that the European ensemble shows that same track as both the GFS and the GEPS. Everything's kind of following the cone at this point. I think the track of this storm is very well set. Now the HWRF does show this making landfall in northern Florida. And let's do this real quick. Yeah, let's get the most latest model run. Perfect. So this does make landfall in northern Florida. Now the HWRF has this further west, which could help in the fact that this won't be feeding off the Atlantic that much if it is that far west. But that is to be seen. If we do go back a little bit, this is a little bit closer to the Atlantic, and you can see that some of the outer rain bands are feeding off the Atlantic, which is definitely a possibility, especially as this gets closer to the Delmarva Peninsula and up into the northeast, where this storm has open rain on all the Atlantic waters, and it could just fill in the entire coastline with those outer rain bands. So let's take a look at this. This is our winds a little bit further up in the atmosphere, so this just gives us a unmodified point of view here. So this storm does weaken pretty quickly once it gets on shore, but it can strengthen again once it does get into the Atlantic. At this point, when it starts to strengthen again, it would be a post-tropical cyclone. So I don't think we have to worry about this strengthening too much after it gets past, let's say, South Carolina. At that point, it's just going to be weakening into a post-tropical cyclone. So that's all I have for today. What do you guys think about this storm? Comments in the comment section down below. But I'll see you guys next time.